In the year 921 AD, Baghdad was the burning heart of the Islamic world. Yet, from this very place, one of the coldest and most perilous journeys in history was about to begin. 3,000 miles, no roads, no maps, straight through the white hell of the north. Why would an emissary of the Caliph leave everything behind to face such a storm? If you want history that refuses to be sanitized, hit subscribe right now. Welcome to Norse Reborn, where we bring Scandinavia's past back to life. No fluff, no historical fiction. Every morning, a slave girl brings a wooden basin of water to the riverbank. Now the first man dips his hands in it, washes his face, blows his nose into it, spits into it. Then, without changing the water, the next man does exactly the same. And the next, and the next. The man watching this is not a soldier. He is not a trader. He is one of the most educated scholars in Baghdad, and he is writing down everything he sees because he cannot believe it. His name is Ahmad ibn Fadlan, and what he just witnessed is only the beginning. In the year 921, the Caliph of Baghdad, ruler of one of the most sophisticated civilizations on earth, needed an envoy, someone literate, careful, capable of representing the Abbasid court in front of strangers. He chose Ibn Fadlan. The mission: travel north, deep into territory no Arab scholar had ever mapped, to deliver a message to the king of the Volga Bulgars, and along the way, encounter a people the Islamic world barely had words for: the Rus. Ibn Fadlan didn't know it yet, but he was about to write the single most detailed eyewitness account of Viking life that exists anywhere in the historical record. 3,000 miles, no roads, no maps that meant anything once they left Baghdad, no shared language with most of the people guiding them. The caravan crossed rivers frozen hard enough to walk on. Ibn Fadlan describes waking up with his own beard frozen into a single block of ice. At every stage, they depended on local guides, Oghuz Turks, Bashkirs, people whose customs were as foreign to Baghdad as Baghdad's were to them. This wasn't a journey. It was a controlled act of faith, repeated for months, through territory that could kill a man who took one wrong turn. And at the end of it, on the banks of the Volga, Ibn Fadlan found something he never expected. He had heard of the Rus before, traders, northerners, but nothing prepared him for what he saw on the riverbank. He would later write that he had never seen more perfect physical specimens: tall, fair, skinned, built like something out of a different kind of story. Then the tattoos, dark designs running from fingertips to neck, trees, symbols, marks whose meaning he could only guess at. Every man carried a sword, an axe, a knife, never separated from them, even at rest. Their ships were beached along the river in rows, loaded with furs and waiting. This was not a war party. This was a trade convoy. And Ibn Fadlan was about to watch how it worked. The Rus hadn't crossed a continent for conquest. They'd crossed it for silver. Furs going south, slaves going south, and coming back north, Islamic silver coins by the tens of thousands, minted in Baghdad, Samarkand, Tashkent. Archaeologists have pulled these same coins out of the ground in Sweden and Gotland for 2 centuries. Hoards of Abbasid silver, buried a continent away from where they were struck. Proof that this riverside trade Ibn Fadlan witnessed wasn't a local curiosity. It was one end of an economic chain stretching from Scandinavia to the heart of the Islamic world. The Rus weren't just warriors with good branding. They were one of the most effective trading networks of the early medieval world, and the Volga was their highway. But before a single transaction happened, Ibn Fadlan watched something that unsettled him more than the tattoos or the weapons. Each merchant approached a tall wooden post carved with a face, surrounded by smaller figures. He bowed. He spoke directly to it, asking in his own words for a buyer with plenty of silver, one who wouldn't haggle. Then he left an offering at its base: bread, meat, onions, repeated until the trade went well, or didn't. To Ibn Fadlan, this was alien. To the Rus, it was simply how business got done. Gods were business partners, the same as anyone else on that riverbank. It's a small detail, but it tells you something most people miss about the Viking world. The line between commerce and religion didn't exist. They were the same act. Ibn Fadlan went home and wrote it all down. The basin of water, the tattoos, the silver, the prayers to wooden idols, because he understood he had witnessed something almost no one else from his world ever would. Two civilizations on one riverbank, briefly speaking the same language: trade. Next time, we follow that silver to the other end of the line, into the hordes themselves, buried in Scandinavian soil, and what they tell us about where this money actually ended up.